It's been a whole year since Infinity Wax were taken over by Tetrosyl, the company behind CarPlan, T-Cut and Car Gods, and there have been a lot of questions surrounding the brand since their big takeover. In fact, I've had many questions myself, so I thought I'd get my hands on some favourites from the past, plus a few new ones, to see if they can still produce some of Britain's best car cleaning products. This is the car I'll be working on today, and it's one of my family members who left it on the farm. And it hasn't moved for a few years now, and I did clean it once before, but since then it's just been left abandoned under a tree. So I thought, why not take this opportunity to try Infinity Wax once again, and fingers crossed we can bring back that shine on that black paintwork. I was thankful I was working on a Fiat 500 because I knew any moment now the clouds would soon disappear. And we were in for a hot one today, so being the only cameraman for this segment, I had to double my speed and double my effort. Item number 1 was Incinerate Wheel Cleaner, and I remember this being pretty strong. It was something I used as a tyre cleaner, and a good indication that it's working on the tyres is when they start to turn brown. One thing I will say is it's not a gel formula, so you won't get that cling or dwell time like some of the others. But on the flip side, you don't need to wait long at all to start seeing some of the benefits. Admittedly, in weather like I had today, a gel spray would have bought me more time, but I could just about get away with it. And if you really wanted to extend the dwell time, then adding snow foam on top would massively benefit. I wasn't quite finished with the wheels, as I wanted to remove any last particles of iron fallout, so I sprayed liquid fire onto the alloys. I got to be honest, if there's one chemical I hate using, it's always going to be a fallout remover. But this one has very little smell. Mind you, on this occasion there wasn't much colour changing on the wheels either. Under close inspection there simply wasn't much to pull out, so the wheel cleaner had previously taken care of the hard work. Now it was time to move on to the pre-wash, and I wasn't messing around because the heat was picking up quickly. And I could see the car start to dry almost instantly. What I normally do at this stage is put snow foam on top of the pre-wash, but today it just wasn't going to happen because I needed to cool off the panels. But I do think it's a good test for Infinity Wax because these are normally the worst conditions to work in. Moments later I jumped onto Power Foam, and like Incinerate, this was another alkaline cleaner. And it was always a favourite of mine because you just want snow foam to have some power behind it. And what I got out of the cannon was a thick foam, but unfortunately it wasn't going to cling onto the bodywork because I previously just rinsed it. But nevertheless, it still didn't change the performance. As far as I'm concerned, it worked just as well as before, which was a relief, as the last thing I wanted to do was spend longer outside in the direct sunlight. Next up was the Pure Shampoo, which turned out to be slick with plenty of suds. Now apparently you can get away with up to 2,000 to 1 dilution ratios, so in a 20 litre bucket you're looking at just 20 mils. However, I didn't follow those instructions at all because my focus was to get the car washed and put back inside as quickly as possible. But maybe it'll be something I'll take a look at another day. As soon as I rinsed off the Fiat, I could get the car back inside where I could give it a towel dry ready for the next stage. There we go. I can honestly say that was an absolute mission out there today, trying to do the camera work and wash the car with the direct sunlight. It's definitely not easy. So what we'll do now is, because we finished the wash stage, we're going to leave it and we're going to get back to the polishing in a moment's time. But right now I'd like to try a few different chemicals out on the interior. I would have to say Infinity Wax Leather Cleanser has been a firm favourite of mine right since day one. And the thing that really won me over to begin with was actually the smell. They've made it very similar to the Hugo Boss Creed? I don't really do men's fragrances. I spend a lot of time in my own sweat, so I'm not really a fan of all that. But I think that's what they said they'd based it on, and I was really impressed. But it wasn't just the smell that I liked, it was the finish. It wasn't too greasy or streaky or messy. It was just a lovely uniform finish. Now I know you could say that about most leather cleaners, but I don't know, there's something about this one that will always keep me using it, and I'm pleased to report I will keep on using it because it smells, it performs exactly as I would expect. Nothing has changed with this one either. Another solid performer is Finale, and I was using it last week on a clean, and it's suitable for most interior trim. It's got a quirky smell to it which is lemon, lime and sweet orange, and it provides an anti-static barrier with a matte finish, which I would say is what most people want in a clean car, so you're not overwhelmed with this thick, glossy finish. Now, if you don't like the idea of having plastics dressed up and you still wanted the anti-static barrier, then something like their interior detailer is a safe bet. But unlike Finale, it's got the ability to remove grease and grime, but it also works on Alcantara. And I would say it's more of a maintenance product that cleans and protects at the same time. Moving on to Spotless Glass Cleaner, so this is basically designed to leave nothing behind. The job here is to remove greasy film, fingerprints, road grime and haze, basically anything that makes the glass look cloudy, especially when the sun hits it. What makes it different though is how it spreads across the glass instead of just running straight down, so you get more of an even coverage. Then as you wipe it away, the cleaning agents evaporate rather than leaving a residue behind, and it's that which helps reduce smears and streaks. I'm using it with a dedicated glass cloth, turning it frequently and then giving it a final buff so the glass is clear, dry and free of smears. Lovely. Right, as far as the interior is concerned, I am very happy. It looks great, it smells great, and I've got no concerns whatsoever. Everything I've used is just as good as it was back in the day. Now, I've got 3 new products that I've only just featured on the channel last week in a video when I tested a Lidl polisher. So I did give you a sneak preview. We've basically got 3 different compounds here. We've got heavy, a medium and a fine. It's all going to be worked in 3 stages. So we start off with the heavy. This will take care of all those major defects as much as we possibly can. And then we're going to refine it with a medium compound and then refine it once more with a finishing compound. If you look closely on the front, you can see there's a load of scratches where my cat Leo decides that he likes sleeping and sitting on this car when it's in the sun. It's sat around the farm for about 2 years now. I think it was about 2 years ago since we last cleaned the thing. And it was in the last video we tested these 3 compounds out on the Saab with a Lidl polisher. I actually had excellent results, so I know what I'm going to expect from this video. If you haven't seen it, then I think you're going to be impressed with this. But also, I've noticed we've got some cloudy headlights, so I will be giving them another polish in a minute. I'll keep these segments short and sweet, so step 1 was to break out the cutting compound. So this removes heavy defects, scratches and oxidation, and it has the capability to correct sanding marks up to 1500. One key point to mention is it's not designed to give you that rich gloss at this stage, but it will focus on the worst of the marks. I gave it a very brief go on the lights to see how it could perform on its own without any sanding prior to cutting. And as a one-step treatment, it did cut it back slightly, but if you want to do it properly, you have to get out those sanding discs. With heavy compounds, you normally find that they're quite coarse. You can feel those abrasives and they dry out very quickly, so you'll find you may occasionally get quite a lot of powdering on the car, which is just what happens. It happens whenever you polish your car. But with this one so far, it is pretty good because I'm not getting any of that powdering. Now, it is quite warm today, which dries it out a lot quicker, but I'm just keeping this on a slow speed. I'm not going too quick, and I'm just focusing on one small section at a time and wiping away. And do you know what? It's so far so good. Next was the medium compound, which can be used by hand or machine. Just a key thing to mention is this will tackle any holograms which may be left in the paint from the cutting stage. So it's an essential part of the process. I'd say this is still suitable for beginners, even if they wanted to use it by hand, because it offers enough cutting power and enough refinement. I think this front panel here is looking magnificent. It's not quite perfect yet, but we're almost getting there. All I'm going to do now is just put a finishing compound on. So this really shouldn't powder up at all. It's just like the last step, which will get you those results that you would want. But there's a lot of people who worry about machine polishing because they either don't like powdering or swell marks or holograms, whatever you want to call it. But I've always looked at it this way. If you're really uncertain about your skill set, you can just use a finishing compound. And I'm not saying you're going to be able to remove all the scratches and defects, but in terms of a paint enhancement, you're certainly going to get that without all the risk and the worry. If you didn't understand a word of that, basically this gives you less cut and more gloss. We're not going to put any coating on this episode because I want to use the Fiat for another video coming soon. But what you can see here is a rich glossy finish. And the thing with black paint is it's always going to show most of the marks and scratches, but once it's polished up, it will always look the best. Honestly, I reckon with more time I could have really gone to town with this car, but as for the chemicals themselves, yeah, look, they were brilliant, which makes me happy, but then again at the same time, I'm also feeling quite annoyed. Well, probably more annoyed at myself because since the whole Infinity Wax takeover, I personally backed off using them. And I felt like I'd be ridiculed in some way because I was listening more to what other people were saying without actually getting the facts for myself. Now, common chat on all the forums were saying, oh, this is going to be watered down because it's now part of CarPlan and oh, it will never be the same again. But that couldn't be further from the truth. As far as all the chemicals go that I tested today, I think they were pretty flawless. There's still so many chemicals to try, I don't even think I've tried them all myself yet anyway. Now look, are they the same faces behind the bottle? No, they're not. But are they the same formulas? Well, judging by today's results, I'm going to say yes. I tried to keep this video as brief as possible, but if you want something that goes way more in depth and you want to know the complete guide for washing your car, then you can go and watch this video right here.